calling you a radical. So Weber State football team's ranked #1 in the preseason polls to win it. Let's see if the Waters curse gets them this year. But practicing with masks on. So I just got back from California just for a couple days. So I got lots and lots of footage that still got to go up, but I'll just be headed right back there. I had to bring my grandson and daughter home, and you know the low tides only last for a little bit. Run out of low tide, back to SoCal. Now the bomb's coming up 75 years, as you know, the bomb. So the UEA in Utah, this is important, says no, we don't want any school to come back, and they've already announced they're gonna. Now Weber State, these universities, well, this is irony in Utah. They're going to do major social distancing at the elementary, at the junior high, and the high school level. And the UEA's come out and says they don't even want it. They're going to do alternate days, the whole 9 yards. But high school athletics going to go in earnest. We know what the fucking priorities are here. What a curse. We'll see if they can break it this year. No fans. And let me get my baseball shirt out here. Here's what I think. This is important. And then I'll be right back in California. Thank you for everybody supporting historic work. I had to bring a lot of driving. Yeah, I'm using a rented car because my old beater sure ain't going to make it nowhere. You know, so here's what I think of Major League Baseball and their fucking greed. They make me sick, by the way. I can't stand them. Anything about them, it's too bad. Because I was a huge baseball guy. Now remember in '94, Ken Griffey Jr., he sold out down at the end, you know. He could have been the greatest hitter of all time. Would have been. But he ain't. He's not. So, he had hit 40 home runs by mid-August. How about Tony Gwynn? He was on the verge of batting 400. How about the Montreal Expos? Probably going to win it. Tony Gwynn got sick the exact same day as I did. The same time. We were born. Same time. I knew Tony personally from my days in San Diego really well. Down the stretch they come at Old Del Mar. He declared he went to Scripps, the luxury good of death, killing. Now this is important. It's a historical video. So my buddy, while I was gone, I saw his OB in the paper. Geronimo. My friend's name's Geronimo. Fontiez. Jerry. Love that guy. He worked for the Ogden Clinic, worked for my uncle for years, blah, blah, blah. I ran into him about a year ago. And he says, Kevin, I think I might have what you have. I said, what do you mean you think you might have what I have? He says, I've got some weird something going on in me. They think it's probably some kind of a leukemia. They can't figure it out. Is Vincent treating you? Oh, yeah. I says, he can't figure it out? No, but they know it's some kind of radical virus cancer thing moving in, which, remember, now this is important. My cancer was called de novo, which new. COVID is mutating. It's on the move. COVID is on the move. Now, the Ben Lomond High School teacher who passed away from it, I know her too. Younger than me. Jerry was in tremendous physical condition. So, that was about a year ago. He had something going on in him. So, his OB's in the paper when I'm down there. They didn't list the cause of death because that's what they do around here. I ran into his nephew. He says, you know Jerry died? I says, yeah, I saw the OB. What the hell? He says, it was COVID-19. Really? They have him on arrest? Yeah, in Salt Lake. Right here. He worked right there. And so, this is just my hypothesis. I'm not Donald Trump retweeting this crazy doctor who says, oh, they're passing out a pill that makes you less religious. Trump's lost his mind. I listened to his press conference yesterday. He's completely lunatic. By the way, his son here with the Kingston clan. Well, we know the Kingston clan is nothing but an organized crime. Not my words, the Attorney General's words here. Reyes, which, of course, I asked Reyes about NuScale funding the corruption of Energy Solutions after they busted the 4 people in Ohio. I asked him at Barrier, what about this NuScale corruption here, this little nuclear reactor funding? Everybody in the state knows. I don't know what you're talking about. What's that? Ignorant, selfish people will elect ignorant, selfish leaders. So, Trump's kid here with the guns with the Kingston clan. Everybody knows they're organized crime. They run the state. You know. So, the place is so freaking corrupt, it's unbelievable. The football program was the most corrupt, a snowball's chance in hell. I'm going to write a lot of books, you know, but I'll be right back in California because they're going to finish up the dry cast, from what I understand, on Hiroshima Day, Nagasaki Day. So I just got home. I got a lot of footage I got to go through, but my work on the dead tide pools in the Central Coast, I went basically from Sonoma County up above San Francisco all the way to San Luis Obispo, and I hit every freaking tide pool you can dream of, and they're deader than hell. The only place I found it, I found that one pool at Carmel with some nice sea anemones in it, and I found those 23 starfish off the wall at Lover's Point. Super low tides up and down. I never found another starfish. I found 2 little teeny starfish on Dock Ricketts, but up and down, nothing. So we'll see. You know, we know what the priorities in this country. You keep bashing your brains in, you could be the next King James. You could be the next Patriot, Tom, hairplug cheater, freaking Inflategate. Brady, talking about Inflategate. You seen the debt lately? Think about on chemo. Where'd you sleep last night? Don't you lie to me, oh boy. I slept in the dead pines with the sun of Fukushima, Japan. Oh, it always shines. The water's curse is very real. Preseason ranked #1 in the country. Should be interesting. 94 is when this madness started. That's when this whole nightmare started. Thank you everybody for supporting historic work. The fight goes on. That's another reason I'm home. I'm broke. I mean broke. Ken Griffey Jr., 40 home runs. And by the way, you know, I love the guy because he didn't use the steroids. And I used to always say, Cannery Row on Balco. What's Balco? Did you ever notice that every one of those athletes that were pulling all that from the Bay Area, California, every one of them, the Venus Williams girls, even Jerry Rice got on it. You know, McGuire, freaking Canseco, all of them. Bonds is like, oh yeah, you want to cheat? You think you're all that, want to cheat? Oh, I was in San Francisco when Bonds was doing his thing. He broke Ted Williams, speaking of San Diego's freaking all-time on base, shattered it. I mean, that record only stood for about 50, 60 years. So, on Balco, on chemo, on COVID, on Fukushima. So, my dissertation, Jerry's death, my cancer, I got sick in 2011. The golf coach got leukemia here, died. A lot of people did. So, I'm still alive. There's 44 moving. My hypothesis, you know, the tide pools have proven this. The salmon collapse proved it. Mystified, puzzled, baffled, stumped, perplexed, these scientists all say they are. That don't get it in freaking science. You have to do the work. First you hypothesize the knowledge, which I did. Then you have to do the field work, which I've done and continue to do, the greatest ongoing PhD in human history. Then you defend your work. You can all free from me because you're either Obamacans or Trumpets, and both of them are pro-nuclear freaking energy crime syndicate puppets. So is academia. Academia is a fraud. You're really going to pay all this money to go to online classes. Joke. You know, watch the games on TV. You could be the next King James. Cinderella, you could marry a prince. You could be the next Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Eugenics Gates, CEO. Operation Paperclip's freaking grandchildren. Oh boy. The great American fairy tale. The debt reeling out of control. So psychotic, out of control. So, talk about a criminal enterprise. That'd be the NCAA. Stay in tune.